Today, we're taking a deep dive into, well, a really profound aspect of the human experience, how we honor and remember those we've lost. But not just by looking back, more by cultivating something new. We're talking about memorial gardens.
Exactly. These living tributes that grow and evolve, they offer, real solace and connection.
Hmm.
Our main guide for this is Oliver Remington's article, Memorial Gardens, Growing Love That Lasts.
Hmm.
And it pulls together insights from some really trusted gardening sources. You've got gardeningknowhow.com, americanmeadows.com, thespruce.com, places like that.
Okay.
So our mission, our deep dive today, is really to explore how these gardens can transform grief into growth, how they offer that solace and preserve legacies. We want to understand not just what they are, but the emotional power they hold, and maybe how you might consider this for your own life.
Yeah, that phrase living tribute, it really elevates it, doesn't it? Beyond just like a static monument, the article describes these spaces as sanctuaries where remembrance takes root and flourishes. And I find the idea of the changing seasons in the garden, how that mirrors the cycle of life, it's quite powerful.
It is, and there's a strong psychological element here. The article talks about weaving threads of connection, but it's more than that. It's about what psychologists sometimes call continuing bonds.
Continuing bonds.
Yeah, it's a healthy way to sort of maintain an ongoing relationship with someone who's passed, not severing ties, but letting the connection evolve. The garden becomes a tangible living space for that bond,
Ah, okay.
and it invites you to pause, amid all the busyness, to feel the earth, find peace in nature's rhythm. It gives you a specific place for remembrance. And that active engagement with nature, it has real therapeutic benefits, helps process emotions, reduces stress.
So it's not just remembering, it's interacting, it's healing.
Precisely.
And the article uses such vivid sensory details, like sunlight filtering through leaves or a specific flower reminding you of someone. I was even thinking about, say, the scent of an herb, maybe bringing back family meals. How do those senses play into it, into that healing process?
Yeah, that's a really great point. The sources emphasize engaging multiple senses. It makes the memory experience richer, more embodied.
Embodied.
Yeah, it's not just in your head. It's a full sensory immersion.
Oh.
It grounds you in the present moment while still connecting you to the past. This living canvas, as the article calls it, really fosters those lasting memories. It helps turn sorrow into, well, a celebration of what was beautiful. And the message for you ultimately is that love doesn't just fade, it transforms. It blooms again, season after season. The garden helps you feel that transformation. It's a counterpoint to the finality of loss.
That idea of transformation, of love blooming anew, that's incredibly powerful. It sounds like such a profound way to heal. But, the practical side, gardening can feel intimidating.
Right.
That thought, I don't have a green thumb. Does the article address that? For those of us who aren't natural gardeners.
Oh, absolutely. And this is where the sources are really empowering. They stress that creating a memorial garden, it doesn't require a green thumb or tons of space. It really starts with intention and just a few simple steps.
Okay.
The article lays out 4 tips, actually. Very beginner-friendly, makes the whole thing feel much more approachable.
Good. Let's unpack those then. Where does someone start with step 1?
Okay, first tip. Choose a meaningful location. And this can be, well, almost anything. A sunny corner in the backyard, a few pots on a balcony, absolutely. Even just a windowsill setup works if you're mostly indoors.
Right.
The key is picking a spot that feels right to you. The sources suggest thinking about places linked to your loved one, maybe near a tree they loved, or overlooking a view they enjoyed. That personal connection sets the foundation. It makes the space meaningful right from the start.
That makes sense, connecting the physical space to the memories.
Okay, so what's next? Tip 2 sounds intriguing. Select plants with symbolism. This seems like where the emotional connection really comes in. What examples does the article give? Yes, this is where you infuse so much personal meaning. For timeless elegance and deep love, roses are suggested.
Classic.
But here's a useful detail. Modern shrub roses. They're often surprisingly resilient, easier to care for than, say, delicate hybrid teas. They just need regular water and decent sunlight, maybe 6 hours a day.
Okay, good practical tip. Knowing which type is more forgiving. What else?
For eternal remembrance, you've got forget-me-nots, those delicate blue flowers. And they're really easy to grow from seed, perfect for beginners. A nice tip from the sources. They often self-seed. So they'll gently spread and come back year after year. Just pick a spot where you're happy for them to reappear.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then perennials, those plants that return every season. They help the garden evolve naturally. Think lavender for calming scents. It's pretty drought tolerant once it's established. Or sunflowers for joy and optimism. They bring such a burst of life in the summer.
I love that idea of the garden itself, returning, evolving, echoing that theme of enduring memory. Okay, so you have the spot, the plants.
Right.
What's next?
Tip 3 is incorporate personal mementos. These are the things that really tell a story in the garden.
Make it unique.
Exactly. Think about engraved stones, maybe with dates or a meaningful quote, or wind chimes, gentle sounds in the breeze, an auditory connection. A small bird feeder attracts life, symbolizing continuity, nature cycles. And if you're remembering a pet, paw print stepping stones can be a really touching addition.
Oh, yeah.
These touches make the space uniquely yours. And you don't need fancy tools, just a trowel, maybe some creativity, very accessible.
So it's personal but achievable.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about keeping it going? Maintenance is a big one for many people, myself included.
Definitely. And that's the 4th tip. Plan for easy maintenance. The whole idea is peace, right? Not adding stress.
Right.
So the article stresses sustainability. Start small. Choose low-care plants suited to your local climate. That's key. Some practical advice. Use mulch around the plants. It helps keep moisture in, cuts down on weeds, reduces how often you need to water. And try setting a simple weekly routine. Just light watering, maybe pulling a few weeds. It's usually more effective than letting things go and then doing a massive cleanup.
Makes sense. Little and often.
Exactly. And don't feel you have to know everything. Local nurseries, even plant ID apps, can offer free advice, help you along the way.
That really is empowering. These steps make it feel, well, not just possible, but rewarding for anyone.
Precisely. It's about creating a space that nurtures you, not burdens you.
Yeah.
And often the act of tending the garden itself becomes almost meditative, a way to actively engage with remembrance.
It brings the whole concept right down to earth, literally.
Yeah.
Now, to make this even more real, the article shares a story, Sarah's story.
Yes, it's a beautiful example. Sarah had these cherished memories of lazy afternoons in the garden with her grandmother, picking strawberries, sharing stories.
Sounds lovely.
But after her grandmother passed, Sarah felt, well, really adrift, a big void where that connection used to be. So using this kind of advice, she decided to create a small memorial plot in her own yard, a way to process the grief and keep those memories close.
And she chose things that were specific to them,
Right.
following those tips about symbolism and mementos.
Exactly. She planted strawberries, naturally, and white lilies, which were her grandmother's favorite flower, and she added a wooden bench, just like the one they used to sit on together. It wasn't about making something elaborate. It was about authenticity, personal meaning.
And it had a real impact on her, didn't it? The article describes a transformation.
It really did. As the plants started to grow, so did Sarah's sense of peace. Tending the garden wasn't just a task anymore. It became a ritual of connection. She talks about how, gradually, tears turned into smiles when butterflies visited the flowers she'd planted for her grandmother. That act of engagement really shifted things for her. It turned grief into this ongoing, living conversation with her memories.
Wow. That's such a powerful illustration. Healing literally taking root and blooming. Sarah's story really drives home the core message here, doesn't it? Honoring her grandmother this way brought unexpected comfort, like a warm hug from the earth, as the article puts it. It shows you, the listener, the potential emotional payoff, the deep satisfaction and peace that can come from it. It's not about forgetting. It's about transforming that bond.
And that's a crucial difference. The garden isn't for denial. It's for an active, evolving relationship with memory and loss.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway? Oliver Remington's article concludes quite beautifully that every seed sown is an act of love that lasts. It's a testament to that enduring connection, isn't it? A tangible way to say some bonds just transcend physical presence.
Absolutely. And a key insight here, I think, is how nature itself becomes a teacher. It shows us resilience, how beauty emerges from quiet, sometimes difficult beginnings.
Yeah.
It's a powerful metaphor for our own ability to heal, adapt, and find joy again, even after loss. It's about cultivating hope, really.
So whether your tribute ends up being grand or modest, maybe a whole garden, maybe just a single potted plant, it holds that power. Power to heal hearts, preserve legacies, which kind of raises a final question for you to think about. How might you embrace this idea, this love enduring, or beauty emerging from quiet beginnings? Maybe in your own life, your own remembrance practices, perhaps even beyond a physical garden. It's an invitation, really, to be intentional in how we honor those who shaped us.
It truly is finding active ways to nurture those connections, letting love continue to grow and transform.
So the encouragement is simple. Start today if it feels right. Pick a spot. Choose a plant that means something. Let your emotions guide you. In the embrace of growing things, love endures. It blooms eternally.